Welcome to another video. So I'm pretty excited about this video. I'm going to be fancying up my hardback set of Harry Potter books. After painting my Fourth Wing book, I just want to paint all my books, and so I figured, why not do it to a whole set of hardback books? A little bit of backstory. I do have the full paperback set of these books. I bought it when I started building up my physical book collection. Harry Potter, like I imagine for a lot of us, was a big point in my young reader life, and I remember, reading a few chapters a night with my mom in all the books and getting through all the books together. And so I just have a ton of fond memories with Harry Potter books. And so that is why I had initially bought the paperback set, just so I would have a full set. And then I was like, well, what if I want the hardback set of books? And honestly, this was prompted because I went to Goodwill and there were two of them there, number 5 and number 7. And I was like, well, if I could thrift these books, then I won't feel so bad about having both the paperbacks and the hardbacks. So I picked up both of those books with basically the intention of, over time, picking up the rest of the hardbacks in the full Harry Potter collection just as I saw them. If I saw one that I didn't have yet, picking it up, but not buying them new or anything like that. So I did initially pick up, like I said, number 5 and 7, which is Order of the Phoenix and Deathly Hallows. Now, these were both $4.99 at Goodwill, and they were actually in pretty darn good shape. So I was a bit surprised, but I'm not really too worried about dust jackets. That was one thing I also decided when I wanted to thrift them, is that I didn't really care about the condition of the dust jackets because I was going to replace them. I started down the rabbit hole of, was it Juniper? Not Juniper. Yeah, Juniper Books, where they make the dust sleeves and dust jackets for books, like replacement ones and like fun ones, and I was like, yes. So I wasn't too concerned about the condition of the dust jacket, just mainly the condition of the book. And these were actually both in pretty good shape. So like I said, $4.99 for each one of those. And then, honestly, I got really lucky. I went months without seeing any of the other books, but like I said, I wasn't in a hurry, so I was like, man, I'll pick them up when I see them. I was in my antique store, and somebody had like a Harry Potter booth. Like one of the booths in there, they just have a ton of Harry Potter books. It was a new booth, I hadn't seen it before, but they had a ton of each one of the books in varying conditions, but I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be able to finish out my hardback set basically almost all in one go, between Goodwill and the antique store. Sorcerer's Stone, number 1. This one was the most expensive book out of all of the ones that I bought. It was considered very good condition, and it was $10. So that's its condition. And then we have Chamber of Secrets. This book was $7, considered good condition. Now, the dust jacket is definitely kind of jacked up on this one. It looks like it got chewed by a dog a little bit, but like I said, I don't care because I'm replacing them. Number 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. This one was considered, doesn't say on here, but it was $9, so better condition overall. The thing is, the insides of all of these books are in really good shape, so I'm not too worried. And then we've got 4, Goblet of Fire. This one was considered acceptable condition, and it was $5. This one is actually, honestly, not in that bad a shape, but there is some like darkness on the pages and stuff like that, so maybe that's where they got their rating from, because I think this one's definitely in better shape than the other book. And then number 6, The Half-Blood Prince. Oh my goodness, I love these books so much. Okay, so this one is considered acceptable condition, $7. And honestly, not that bad, just kind of the pages are a little bit dark. but I'm gonna be painting them, so I'm not too worried about that. I think I've said that 100 times. I'm not too worried about any of this, okay? I'm not too worried about these dust jackets. I'm not too worried about the pages because we're gonna make them look pretty. So in total, I spent $48 for the full hardback set of Harry Potter books, which I think is a screaming deal, and I'm really excited. So I've been looking at all of the different dust jacket options. There's quite a few companies that make them. And I really was, honestly, I was pretty dead set on Juniper Books. I was kind of like 50-50 between the train set and the owl set, but, oh, and then the Ravenclaw set too. I kind of liked the Ravenclaw set. Now theirs are like between $100 and $125. So I was like, I'll get those eventually. And then Nerdy Inc. just released that they're going to be doing the house sets with the gold foil, and they're releasing them on July 21st. And they're going to be $44. And they are gorgeous. They're almost like a leather, like a faux leather like feel and look. And then they're going to be foiled, and they're going to have them in each one of the houses. I'm a Ravenclaw, and so I'm going to buy the Ravenclaw set. And then I have to pick what color I'm going to paint all of the edges of the books. Obviously something to match the dust jacket set. So maybe like a blue for Ravenclaw or a gold. I don't know. Still have to make that decision. But I'm just really excited. I'm excited to have the full set purchased, and I'm excited to finally get started on getting these all pretty and fun. So that's been enough chatting and talking and blabbing. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the revamp. I have all the dust jackets off. Here are all the books. And then I've made a list of all of the books. I looked up the ISBN numbers on each one, made a list, and then confirmed that the dust jackets would fit my books, which they will, which is good considering, like I said, they're thrifted. So that was one thing I didn't think about, was that I might have ended up thrifting editions that wouldn't fit in the dust jackets, but it looks like they will all fit in both Nerdy Ink and Juniper Books dust jackets, so that's good. Okay, so in about a minute, these new Nerdy Ink foil dust jackets are going on sale. I am grabbing the Ravenclaw Harry Potter set. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. And they're doing 50% off their non-foil sets for each foil set that you buy. So I'm going to buy my Throne of Glass set as well and get 50% off. So I use this packing shipping paper to wrap my books. So I didn't show you guys in the Fourth Wing video how I wrapped my book because I already had it wrapped when I decided to make that video. So I need to wrap all 7 of these Harry Potter books, so I figured I might as well do that. So first thing I do is cut a piece large enough for the book. So we're going to do that so we can get rid of this roll. So I do like to be a little generous with this because I want to make sure that I have plenty, basically, to wrap. And then I'm just going to use some masking tape to wrap it. So, lay it out like this first, so you can kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. And then I'm going to cut down the width of the spine on both sides. So now that you have that, you're able to fold all the way in. So this part is kind of tough, but you really just want to shove the tape down in there as much as you can. Okay, so I had this sitting for about an hour and I'm still getting residue off my finger or onto my finger, and then we've got some cracking situation here. I was a little bit worried about this with the metallic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a paper towel and just kind of wipe this down to see if I can get kind of like a subtle gold look. If not, if it doesn't work or it takes it all off, then I'm going to have to find another solution. This is why you always do just one as a test. And worst case scenario, I'll go grab another first book from my antique store that has all the Harry Potter books. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. We'll see if I can wipe some of it off and if it still looks good. I got most of it off. It doesn't kind of look like it here, but honestly, it came off pretty easy. So the metallic was a no. I mean, there might be a way to do the metallic, but spray paint is not going to be it. So I'm still going to try and salvage this book and paint it with the same spray paint that I did for Thwing, same brand. This was a different brand and obviously a metallic. So that didn't work. I always want to share my fails because not everything goes perfectly and mistakes happen. So I'm going to try and salvage this and probably go with a matte dark blue to match the Nerdy Ink dust jackets that I got, which was my initial plan, but then I decided to go rogue and try gold and it didn't work. So we'll see. Hopefully what's left of the metallic doesn't make the other paint not stick. I got to thinking as I was wrapping up the rest of the books that Fourth Wing was a brand new copy. I hadn't even read like the physical book because I read it on my Kindle, so it was literally like brand spanking new. And these books are not, and they're a little grungy, and so part of me is wondering if they had just, you know, like some dirt on the pages, and so the paint didn't want to stick as much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and take a like lightly damp paper towel and just kind of wipe all of the pages down and try to get any of the like loose dirt off of them. Because I think that might have been one of the reasons why the paint didn't stick as well. After the debacle with the gold spray paint, I'm doing these ones like a little bit differently, and a little bit differently than how I did Fourth Wing as well. So I'm back to using the Krylon Fusion all-in-one 5 times in a matte, like a matte spray paint. But I'm doing it in like multiple passes. So I spray a little bit, and then I wait until it's like dry to the touch of like my finger, and then I spray a little bit more, and then spray a little bit more, and then I wait maybe like 30 minutes or so, once again testing it with my finger to see if it's dry, and then I separate all the pages, and that seems to be working really well. I've done 4 of the Harry Potter books so far, and that method has worked just fine for me. So here are the 4 books I've done so far. I've done all the big ones, and they look really good and they've come out really nice. So I still have to do the one that was with the gold, and that one I'm a little bit concerned that it's not going to like stick super well. I'm spraying one of them right now. I'm hoping that 1 can is gonna be enough. I was thinking that it wasn't going to be. I might be able to get the book I'm doing now and this book, but I may still have to buy another can. We will see. These were obviously pretty big, so they used quite a bit of paint. So it's coming up a little bit lighter on camera than it is in person, but it is like a dark, deep navy blue, which will go really well with the dust jackets that I got for these books. And I will mention, kind of, I noted it in the last clip about how Fourth Wing was a brand new book. It did spray a lot nicer because of that reason, I think. These are older books. They have been read multiple times. The pages are not all like flat across. It's kind of hard to explain, but like some of them stick out a little bit more just because they're used and they're old and they've been read a bunch of times. So just something to note if you're going to spray the edges of an older book. Just keep that in mind. But I think they still turned out really well. And my dust jackets are here. So that means we can finish this up.
You guys are getting some little sneak peeks of my library in this video. It's almost done, so I'm hoping that'll actually be the next video that I put out. But let's get into the dust jackets. I ordered my Harry Potter dust jackets from Nerdy Ink. This was the, I don't remember what they called it, but it was like the house collection. So I think you can probably guess from the fact that I painted my books navy blue which dust jacket set that I picked for my Harry Potter books. So I haven't opened these yet. I've had them for a while. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know how to fold them, so I don't know. But let's open them up and see how they look. First of all, these are gorgeous. The blue that I painted the books is not the same blue as the dust jackets, but I had a feeling that might happen. It was going to be months before they arrived, and it is what it is. You know, you're looking at it on a computer screen. It doesn't always relay the same way. But I will say I'm glad I didn't go with gold, because these are actually like rose gold. And the books would have been like bright, like more of a brassy gold. So it actually worked out. But I think it'll still look good. Now let's figure out how to fold these. Okay, I separated one out and it looks like they're actually kind of pre-creased at where it will bend like on the corners of the books. Or the edges, I guess I should say. So that should make it pretty easy. So these are absolutely gorgeous. And I am in love with them. They are so pretty. So as I mentioned, I did thrift all of these books. I didn't buy any of them new. And because of that, I did risk the possibility that I was not going to get the right ISBN numbers for the dust jackets. So with dust jackets, you really have to be careful. Nerdy Ink is really good about telling you exactly what sets of books that their dust jackets or dust sleeves will fit. So I knew that I was risking the possibility of them not all fitting like perfectly. And I actually only have one that really is like a bit off. The rest of them fit pretty good. So you can see with this one, it just doesn't fit perfect on my Prisoner of Azkaban one. But when it's on the shelf, you're not really going to be able to see that. And that's really what this is. They're decorative for me. But, oh, and you can also see that the color is not perfect. But I'm still really happy with them. So I'm not going to show you too much because then you'll see too much of the library. But I'm going to go ahead and put them on the Harry Potter shelf. And then we'll do a look at them over there. Also, here's a look at what the fronts look like. Because I realized I only showed you the spines. And here is how they look on the shelf. They look so good. They look so fancy. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely leave any questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Everything I used will be noted in the description of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.